Hi everyone, if you guys don't know me yet, my name is Daisy. I'm an animator and an illustrator. Today we're going to be talking about critique. But first, let's start with the updates. For this channel, I've been uploading 3 times every single month with occasionally a bonus video for the last week of the month, just in case there are 4 weeks or 5 weeks sometimes. That just ends up happening to land on a Monday. So I always just sometimes do a little bonus video for you guys. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna change that around. Um, we're gonna stick with the uploading 3 videos a week. This time I will be uploading them on Tuesday. And then I'll just upload somewhere in the evening, Pacific time, or morning. I've yet to decide which one, but that is the change that we're making. So no more Monday videos. For some reason, Monday videos just never end up working out anymore. My schedule has changed, so yep, no more Monday videos. I repeat, no more Monday videos. Changing it to Tuesday. And I've also been uploading quite a bit on TikTok. So if you guys want to see more of my artwork, you guys can follow me on TikTok. And I rarely ever post on Instagram, but you guys can follow me there. But my main 2 channels or my main social media art channels are going to be YouTube and TikTok. So that's where you'll see most of my artwork. Currently working on my portfolio, currently working on some new art. So yeah, you guys can see more of my work there. And for today, as you can see, we're animating. So basically, I did a little illustration. Well, not a little illustration, it was pretty big. I did an illustration with acrylic markers that were sent to me by Ohuhu. So if you guys want to go check them out, you guys can. I'll leave a link down below and a coupon code. Hopefully, it still works for you guys, but go check it out. I really ended up liking using those markers. It was my first time ever using them, so I had a little bit of a learning curve, but I think now I know how to use them. Um, so this is basically the illustration, just animated, and I did change up the color scheme. So I have a totally different color palette here. Normally when I start off an animation or a short, I will first sketch things out, draw some thumbnails, then I will move on to doing rough animation and then add sound and everything. But for today, I basically removed that whole part of the work and I just started off with the line art. And the reason for that is because I thought it'd be cool to turn this illustration into an animation, similar to what I did with my gouache painting for the hot chocolate. And I can't remember what else I animated. I think it was a cake that I animated as well. I turned it into an animation because it was originally a painting in one of my sketchbooks. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. Same thing, same idea. I would definitely love to revisit this idea and actually turn it into a boba commercial, um, and add it to my portfolio. So I think that's something that I will work on and maybe I'll show it to you guys. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, yeah, this boba animation was semi easy, semi hard, only because things did not want to transfer, things did not want to upload quickly. Um, but yeah, that was kind of the only hard part. There was a lot of thinking that I had to do for this one. I had to revisit a lot of the animation for like the ice. Um, yeah, there was a lot of thinking and doing at the same time because I just didn't plan things out. Um, which makes sense because this isn't going to be part of my portfolio or anything like that. It's just a cute little animation, testing things out, seeing how it goes. But yeah, as I'm animating, I'm also critiquing my own work at the same time, thinking about whether or not the color fit the vision that I have for this animation, thinking about the movement of the ice and the boba as it's moving in the liquids, thinking about the composition, critiquing it, redoing it again. I think critique a lot of the times can be a bit scary for new artists or just any artist in general, mainly because I think it's something that's very personal, your artwork. Sometimes, you can put a lot of effort, a lot of emotion within your artwork, a lot of personalized feelings and personal perspectives within your work. So a lot of times when someone's critiquing it, it can feel very personal. It can feel like they're attacking you when they're critiquing your work. But critique is very important in the arts. It's all meant to help you grow as an artist. What I've seen a lot these days are bad critiques. There's a lot of artists out there that really don't know how to give critique, and artists that just don't know how to receive feedback as well, because feedback is also very important. And also, analyzing that feedback is another part of critique. So, as artists, at some point in our lives, we have been in a critique circle, or people have critiqued our own artwork. But it's something that has been done for many, many years. And our critique is a process of analyzing, evaluating, and providing constructive feedback on a work of art to understand its meaning, effectiveness, and impact. It's very important to remember when to give a critique and how to critique an artwork. Basically, you don't give critique unless it's being asked for, or unless you're in a critique circle, and that's when you give a critique. And how you do it is also very important. So the steps to giving critique is first observing the artwork, second step analyzing, third step interpreting, and then fourth step is the judgment part. So that's deciding whether or not the artwork is good. And the judgment part, that's where a lot of artists tend to skip straight to, or a lot of people skip straight to, that don't know the process of art critique, because it's just the easiest part to say, this is good, this isn't good art based on, your own bias. But it's not a very professional way to give critique based on just bias and what you like and what you don't like. So yeah, this is, I think, the big issue here is the judgment part where, everyone just tends to skip to. So let's go back to our steps of critiquing. Observing. When you're observing an artwork, you're observing it without judgment. Know all visible elements, so elements and principles of design. Describe compositions and style, so make a mental note and describe things to yourself. And then the next step is to analyze. Analyzing the artwork, that means examining the elements and principles of designs being used. Maybe looking for the focal point, looking for patterns, repetitions, symmetries. The third step is interpreting. So, considering the subject matter, maybe consider symbols, motifs, historical content, and just background of the artwork. Um, Consider the emotions or ideas that the artist is trying to convey, and what support do their ideas have within the artwork. Then the fourth step, that's the very last step, and it's judgment. So, how effective does the artwork support their work through their meaning, technique, skills, originality, emotional impact? But this all depends on the definition of the art itself. So, everyone has a different definition of art. Obviously, we all come from different ethnicities, cultures, backgrounds. So, not everybody has the same idea of art. And again, not everybody is at the same level of the arts, so this is another important part to consider as well. Also, be specific about what works and how it works, and what works and why doesn't it work. Um, the how and what doesn't work is also very important, so don't ever skip that step. You got to back up your claim somehow. Um, Whether it has to do with like composition, maybe the work isn't very good because of the composition, maybe it's a color palette that the artist is using, but there has to be a reason why something is working and why it's not working, and also giving a reason why, making sure to back up your claim. It can't just be based off, whether you like it or you don't like it. Um, but yeah, that's basically all the steps. Reviewing feedback is the other part of the process of critiquing artwork, the reflection part. So make sure to reflect on the feedback that you are given. Not all feedback is good feedback. Definitely look for outliers or comments that just don't make any sense. Look for repeating comments, maybe comments that stood out to you that could help you refine your artwork. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video and you are prepared for your next critique circle. And that's about it. I will see you guys in the next one. And here's the little animation that I did.